The nature transformations. Do you remember all the nature transformations that appear in Naruto? There are various nature transformations such as the 5 basic natures and Kekkeigenkai. This time, we have compiled a list of the most powerful nature transformations. So let's take a look at them together. Explosion release. Explosion release is one of the Kekkeigenkai. But the combination of the nature transformation is unknown. It is probably earth and fire, but it could also be earth and thunder. The user is Gari, who was in the Iwagakure explosion unit. Explosion release is a ninjutsu that literally causes explosions. Gari uses the explosion release, landmine fist. A technique in which the fist blasts the object it touches from the inside. Its power is such that it can turn a person into a lump of flesh in an instant. When Gari uses the explosion release, he looks like a character from a certain manga. Deidara, another ninja who is also an explosive ninja, uses a ninjutsu called explosive clay. This jutsu utilizes the Iwagakure kenjutsu of kneading chakra into matter, and is probably a ninjutsu based on earth release. So Deidara is just a deluded bastard who insists on calling it explosion release. Oops, I went a little overboard. Scorch release. Scorch release is one of the Kekkeigenkai, which is activated by combining fire and wind. Its user is Bakura, a kunoichi from Sunigakure. It is memorable how she fought together with Gari. The explosion release user I mentioned earlier, in the 4th Shinobi World War. Pakula uses scorch release, extremely steaming murder, which produces a fireball generated by the scorch release. When touched by this, all the water in the body evaporates, leaving the opponent crispy and dried out. It is a very cruel technique. In addition to this jutsu, scorch release, great steaming explosive blast is also used. In this technique, all the fireballs created by scorch release are combined to form one large ball. Hand seals are then made, and the entire area is instantly set ablaze. Since it can burn much faster than fire release, it is said to be very powerful depending on the situation. Speaking of scorch release, do you remember the combination technique that Naruto and Sasuke performed during the 4th Shinobi World War? The technique was scorch release, Halo Hurricane Jet Black Arrow Style 0. It is a combination technique in which Sasuke's blaze release, Susanoo Kagetsuchi, is enhanced by Naruto's wind release, Ultra Big Ball Rasen Shuriken. The name of the technique was given by Minato. It is difficult to say whether this jutsu is really scorch release. By the way, I quite like Minato's sense of jutsu name. Magnet release. Magnet release is one of the Kekkeigenkai that is activated by the combination of wind and earth. Its users are the 3rd Kazekage, 4th Kazekage, and also Shikaku, one-tailed beast of Toroi, a ninja from Kumogakure. In addition, Gaara also used it in the novel Gaara Haiden. In Boruto, Gaara's apprentice Shinki also used it. As you can see, there are quite a few magnet release users. Magnet release, as the name suggests, is a ninjutsu that manipulates magnetism. It is mainly used to manipulate gold dust and iron sand at will. It can be compressed to a high density to create super powerful weapons, or shields of absolute defense against all kinds of attacks. And you can create anything, such as a huge wave like a waterfall. And it is not only gold dust and iron sand that can be manipulated. Toroi, a shinobi who was reincarnated into the impure world reincarnation during the 4th Shinobi World War, can give magnetic power to everything he touches. In the anime, shurikens were magnetized and controlled at will. Furthermore, when the magnetized object touches another object, the magnetism is transferred to the object. A shinobi who flicks a shuriken will be magnetized, and the magnet release attack will be attracted to that person. This is a very desperate situation. This is too hopeless. Then there is the iron sand manipulator Shinki, who appeared in Boruto. Shinki can transform iron sand into large wings for flight, or even create a materialized alter ego called Iron Sand Clone. The iron sand can also be attached to an opponent to give it magnetic power. By doing so, all attacks by magnet release are attracted to them, and he can unleash inevitable attacks such as Toroi. The application of magnet release is unfathomable. Dust release. Dust release can only be activated by combining the three nature transformations of fire, wind, and earth release. It is a nature transformation belonging to Kekkei Toda, a higher type of Kekkei. It is used by Mu, the second Tsuchikage, and Inoki, the third Tsuchikage, as well as Keiko and Sora in Boruto. It is a higher level of Kekkei, and its strength is of a different dimension. Dust release, detachment of the primitive world technique is one of the most famous dust release techniques. This technique was developed by Mu, the second Tsuchikage. It is characterized by shape transformation of chakra into cubes, cones, cylinders, and other three-dimensional forms. This three-dimensional forms can be made larger depending on the amount of chakra it contains. By releasing the generated dimensions, everything within it is broken down at a molecular level. Of course, even people. Not even a speck of dust is left after decomposition. It is truly a one-hit knockout technique that is sure to win if applied correctly. Keiko in Boruto uses dust release, detachment of the primitive world technique, with only one hand and throws it like a flying gadget. It would be unbearable to have such a thing thrown at you. Lightning release. Lightning release is one of the 5 basic nature transformations. The main users are the 3rd and 4th Raikage and the 5th Raikage Darui, Kakashi Hatake and Sasuke Uchiha. Lightning release is said to be the strongest of the 5 basic nature's transformations because of its overwhelming power of application. The lightning release chakra mode, which involves wrapping one's body in lightning chakra, is like lightning coursing through the body. It increases the speed of neurotransmission and allows one to move at a speed that is beyond the reach of ordinary people. The speed is no less than that of the yellow flash. The lightning covering the body also serves as an armor that can withstand any jutsu. In addition, when the ninja is wrapped in lightning release, a high-frequency vibration can be generated, which improves the penetrating power by an order of magnitude. There is a lightning release jutsu, Hell Stab, used by the 3rd Raikage. This is a technique in which sharp lightning is wrapped on the arm, and a thrust is made with greatly increased penetrating power. It is also possible to wrap lightning around other parts of the body as well. Killer Bee, a Jinchuriki of 8 tails, had his sword wrapped in lightning, which improved its sharpness as well as its penetrating power. Just by wrapping a pencil with lightning, it can penetrate wood in an instant. Lightning release is a fearsome technique. Lightning release does not only improve basic abilities such as power and speed. Lightning release, lightning beast tracking fawn used by Kakashi. This is a shape transformation of lightning blade, one of the representative transformation jutsu, into a lightning wolf. This technique has the ability to track opponents within range, and most opponents cannot avoid it. It can also be used to blind the opponent with the light from lightning release. Lightning release application is extraordinary. Incidentally, I fell in love with Darui's lightning release, Black Panther, at first sight. Wood release. Wood release is said to be the Kekkei triggered by the combination of water and earth release. However, it is said that it is actually necessary to add a yang nature transformation. The reason for this is that wood release is a ninjutsu that produces trees. In other words, the ninjutsu of creating life. So the power of yang release to bring life into form is necessary. And if it is invoked only with water release and earth release, without the addition of yang, it becomes something else called mud release. From these 2 points of view, wood release is said to require the power of yang release. Please share your opinions in the comments. Now, let's look at the strength of wood release. The main users are Senju Hashirama, the first Hokage Yamato, from the Yanbu, and Ashura Otsutsuki, the son of the Sage of 6 Paths. Wood release has a special ability not found in other nature transformation. It has the power to suppress tailed beasts. Wood release is a cheat ninjutsu that has this power as standard. Wood release ninjutsu are much more varied than other Kekkei. Wood release and wood clone techniques are more durable than the standard multi-shadow clone jutsu. Furthermore, it cannot be seen through without Madara class pupil power. In addition, when the normal shadow clone technique disappears, it can transmit the information stored by the alter ego to the main body. On the other hand, the tree alter ego can always share information, without the alter body disappearing. Also, when Madara used the wooden alter ego, he invoked Susanoo on all 25 alter egos. That scene was despair itself. Next we have wood release, wood human technique, and wood release, wood dragon technique. These two jutsu are mainly used as a set. Wood human technique, as it appears, is a wood release transformed into a giant humanoid. Its strength is such that it can catch a nine-tailed beast ball with one hand. Wood dragon technique is a wood release transformed into a giant dragon. Touching the opponent absorbs chakra. Furthermore, this wood dragon can also be made to explode. Lastly, we will introduce Sage several art wood release through several thousand hands. The most powerful of all wood release techniques. This is an anti-tailed beast jutsu in which Hashirama Senju enters Sage mode and is activated by enormous natural energy. It looks like Senju Cannon itself with 1,000 arms and is much larger than the tailed beast. True several thousand hands' greatest strength is the top transformed Buddha. Top transformed Buddha is to put all one's weight on their fist and strike down. True several thousand hands has a size of another dimension, and its weight is immeasurable. The power of such a blow must be unimaginable. Yin-Yang release. Yin-Yang release is a nature transformation that combines Yin release and Yang release, which are outside of the 5 basic natures. Yin release has the power to create something out of nothing, and most genjutsu is based on Yin release. The Nara clan, famous for their manipulation of shadows, use Yin release to make their shadows expand, contract, and change at will. And its counterpart, Yang release, has the power to breathe life into form. The main example of the use of Yang release is the multi-size technique of the Akimichi clan. This also uses Yang release to increase the mass of the physical body. Thus, many secret ninjutsu that are passed down through the clans are based on Yin release and Yang release. Yin release and Yang release, which is fundamentally different from other nature transformation and Yin-Yang release, which is a combination of both, are, in a word, truly divine. The representative art of Yin-Yang release is the creation of all things technique, used by the Rikudo Sennin Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Simply explained, it is the art of making dreams a reality. Dujitsu is Anaji, a pupil technique based on Sharingan, which has similar abilities, was created by applying the creation of all things technique. However, the level of creation of all things and Izanaji are different. It is this creation of all things technique that divided the strongest creature 10 tails into a 9-tailed beasts. In addition, Rikudo Sennin seems to have created everything else besides tailed beasts, and it can be said that it is this very art that created the world. And there is one more ninjutsu based on Yin-Yang release. Do you all remember it? It is the 6 paths Chibaku Tensei that sealed the last boss Kagaya Otsutsuki in Naruto. This is a higher level type of Dujitsu Chibaku Tensei by Rinnegan. Of course, the difference in sealing power between heaven and earth. But there is a big difference compared to Chibaku Tensei. The difference is that it requires 2 people to activate the technique. Chibaku Tensei can be performed by one person as long as he or she has Rinnegan. However, Rikudo Chibaku Tensei can only be performed by 2 people. One with the hand seals of Yin and the other with the hand seals of Yang, touching the other person. Depending on the amount of chakra that activates the Fuinjutsu, they can create a satellite-sized Fuinjutsu stone. When Hagoromo and Hanura sealed 10 tails, it became the moon. Conclusion. These are some of the nature transformation that are too strong. After all, there are many strong Kekkeigenkai, aren't there? What is your favorite nature transformation? Please let us know in the comments. I will continue to upload videos explaining and discussing Naruto and Boruto. So please subscribe to my channel and give me a high rating. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.